her with his dragon blood, as well as the dragon fire seal on her back, which she could still feel writhing against the desktop. The contact between them was even more intense, like every square inch of her skin was directly connected to the pleasure stronghold between her legs. And when he touched her there, with his deftly expert hands, it wasn't a fair fight. She groaned, holding back the climax rushing up fast. Deep inside her belly was the child they had created, safely tucked and bathed in magic by their endless lovemaking. She wasn't showing yet, but she would soon. For now, she could indulge in all the gymnastics she wanted with their hot sex in every room of his lair and beyond. Rosalyn lifted her head and opened her eyes. Leonidas's expression was strained, and his cock inside her was as big as she'd ever felt. He had to be close. She reached up to rake her nails down his naked chest. His jaw twitched, and his eyes glazed. She knew he loved that rough play, but there was no way he was letting her up from the desk until he wrenched a climax out of her. But she might talk him into his climax first. "I want to redecorate," she said breathily, digging her nails into his arms. He groaned but stayed intent on working her sex with his fingers. "I need something to bind you, my love." She slid her hands up his arms, lifting so she could peer into his eyes. The change in angle made him falter and have to move lower. They were nearly face to face now. She stroked his ear with her finger, tracing the outline. He was crazy sensitive there. He grunted as she did so and thrust harder, but she was winning again. She could tell. "A large rack built into the wall?" She panted against his cheek, tasting his skin with the tip of her tongue. "I'd strap you to it with black leather and magically bind you as well so you couldn't break free." He groaned and moved his hands to lift her bottom up from the desk and thrust deeper. But she had him. "I'd tease you with my tongue and take you down my throat and bring you right to the edge, but never, ever let you come. I'd hold you right there, torture you with the magic of my mouth, and not let you come until I'd had all my pleasure from you. Then I'd fuck you so hard you'd see stars." He let out a strangled sound and thrust, and held still. The satisfaction of feeling him come inside her in hot, wet spurts was almost enough to crash her own climax. Almost, but not quite. "Fuck." His voice was hoarse. "You little witch," he panted. "You don't play fair." "Who said anything about fair?" She grinned as he pulled back. But that dead, sexy glare of his sent a thrill through her. "Lie down," he commanded. "Yes, sir." She laid back and let him slip her knees over his shoulders. Now that she'd won their little game, she was free to enjoy whatever else he gave her. And holy magic, the Dragon Prince never disappointed. She shrieked when his tongue met her nub, the magic razor-sharp and fire-hot. It was like a direct injection of ecstasy, and she was quickly moaning and grabbing at his head between her legs and arching into his mouth. Her whimpers and cries ramped up when he added his talented fingers, pumping in and out of her. She let herself go, slipping into the blinding pleasure, knowing he was enjoying this part as much as she was. Well, maybe not quite as much, because these orgasms he gave her were like explosions in her body, racking her from head to toe and inside out. Maybe it was the fiery dragon magic inside her now, adding extra pleasure to every touch. Leonidas's blood and seal making her literally red-hot in bed. Maybe it was her own witchy magic, blossoming as it joined with his, growing into something that resonated power through every cell of her body. She prayed it wasn't the demon. Anything but the demon. But that dark thought was swiped away as Leonidas clamped down on her sex with his mouth, doing that sucking thing that put her right over the edge every damn time. She screamed and let loose, shaking and convulsing and coming so hard, she was the one seeing stars. It went on, and Leonidas played her body with his hands and his mouth, like she was an instrument and he was the virtuoso.